Welcome back to the 2014 European Spring Challenger Series. We just saw how Ninja's Pajamas took Game 1. Now will Reason Gaming have enough to take it back and force a Game 3?
Yeah, they pulled ahead early and never looked back.
Yeah.
Reason Gaming's Trashy, their jungler, had failed ganks early and didn't have his first kill until the 16th minute in that end of laning phase.
The whole team was scoreless till 16 minutes.
Yeah.
They didn't get anything except the turret because of the lane trade.
Reason Gaming just fell behind, and NIP, with their superior shot calling and rotations, were able to just take that tiny advantage they had made with CS and that kill. I think about 3 kills for themselves very early on. Just very low kill game.
Yeah.
Just kept zoning them out, kept taking objectives without any answer.
That's the NIP way. They play those slow games.
Yeah, and NIP, they controlled all of the dragons, turrets, barons from start to finish. And if Reason Gaming doesn't step up and contest those early on, it's going to spell disaster for them. And Trashy was on the Wukong.
Yeah.
Needs something a little more early game oriented in terms of aggression. Wukong is very good at that, but he needs something that will create these, like, they banned the Evelynn, the Lee Sin, a lot of junglers targeted at him.
And think about it, Elise was first picked.
That's true.
They removed the early game options. Their NIP did that. So, like, I think a lot of that was still planned.
Yeah, and Reason Gaming's Trashy, he needs that, because as soon as they get behind, their shot calling does not seem up to par to play from behind.
I don't think so.
Their dragon contesting was very haphazard.
Yeah.
Was not very good. And they would show up, but then they'd be like, oh, well, we're not going to go in. And then Trashy kept using his smite before the fight would start, and that just keyed in to NIP. All right, let's go do the objective now.
Yeah, right. Let's take a dragon with no smite, and there's no contest whatsoever. Yeah, honestly, and the thing is, I know that Reason has a bunch of individually skilled players.
Yes,
you look at like solo queue, you look at how they play in general. Like, they're holding up the laning phase.
Yeah.
Like, most of the minion leads were either because it's like, well, Caston's a bad laner, you're going to get that deficit. Okay, fine. Or it's going to be like, well, you know, Gragas had like the early lane pressure, and, you know, because of how the lanes got set up and because of how the jungle pressure went, well, there's a certain CS advantage into one of the other lanes. But honestly, NIP's really big advantage is the fact that they are out-rotating, making better moves, making better calls. And I think Reason, they get the early lead. They find something to make, like they find something to force, and they hold on from there.
Yeah, and I'm curious if NIP are going to pull out the same strategy, or if they're just going to go back to standard meta and see if they can just beat Reason Gaming at that. Be like, we're not even going to play a Gragas top this time. Ball's in your court. See if you can actually beat us at a standard game. Yeah,
I think part of it is NIP's gonna have to see like what comes on in Champion Select. I think part of that whole sort of pick ban phase was like, okay, we've seen enough of of these champions here. You know, we can get away with double AP here because we know what you guys got. You guys still need a mid laner. No mid laner will counter this. Let's go for the double AP strat. Your engage isn't good enough. I think that very similarly, we won't see both solo lanes picked up by NIP until they know what kind of comp's being run by Reason, and then say, okay, we'll run this. I think top and mid lane both are very flexible in terms of going on like an early late game slider or a physical magic damage slider, and then kind of choosing composition from there.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. You know, there's a lot of mid game champions that NIP could use to push an advantage if they pick them up.
Yeah.
But like you said, that slider, they could go AD, they could go AP, and Freeze in the bottom lane. Haven't talked about him yet.
Yeah, we haven't.
His AD threat was huge. He participated in the most kills on his team. Was a part of them, was able to just get his 2 cents in, get his damage, his physical damage that nobody was building resistances towards except for the standard like Sunfire Cape.
Yeah.
No Zonias, no nothing for that.
No,
it was like, we have such AP threats, but here's this fed AD carry.
Yeah, and we've seen Sivers carry some games. Despite the short range, despite how threatening it can be being a Sivir on the battlefield, guys are making it work. I gotta say, I'm impressed with the AD carries here in the European Challenger Series. We are in the Game 2 Evelynn banned away from Hilberto again. Could be a one-sided ban, not a huge opponent of that. Trashy. NIP, will they ban away the junglers or will they allow him to play something early game, play an Elise or Elise in that he could carry with?
We'll have to see. Rise being banned out here against the top lane. Beansu, you don't want him on that Rise. He's been playing a lot of it. It's his pocket pick.
It's 4.3.
625 range on that Q.
Yep. Bit more health.
Yeah, he's extremely strong. He's extremely fun too, and he basically destroys Renekton in the lane and the top lane passive. Top laners, he'll just get tanky and do more damage than them in the late game.
It's true.
And his lockup, his CC, is such a great utility tool, but we're not going to see him. And LeBlanc, boom, taking that off the field. They don't want Nuke Duck on that.
Lulu dropped away as well, honestly. She's been kind of the favored first pick in the scene right now. If you can get Lulu, you tend to pick her up. So banned away by the red side. It's new Kassadin. Lulu's the new Kassadin to
4.3. Except she wins lane every time.
Yeah. So, you know, the inverse of Kassadin, but also, as far as champ size is concerned, it's kind of the
Still
Kassadin.
really good.
Still really good champion.
Wins lane,
Still
utility.
purple.
It's true.
Yep.
Force Pulse. Wonder if that tastes purple.
I'll bet you it does. It definitely looks purple. You and your sound effects, man.
I don't know. They just happen. I'm just saying
I
that.
know.
I'm like, I feel like making a sound effect. But
You and your sound
Anyway.
effects. They're not as catchy as puns, though, so you'll
That's
never...
true.
They're really hard to put on Twitter as well. Good luck with those.
people have like typed.
It's not the same effect, man. Renekton banned away
Anyway.
here, away from Zoro0. He does not get that champion. They don't like him lane building. One more ban going to come through, and it's going to be Caitlyn. So a lot of the junglers left available. Beansu, what are you going to first pick here? You can get a jungler no matter what. AD carry is slightly contested now with the bans.
Probably Elise.
Yeah.
Probably Elise here for Trashy. He's had a great showing on that in the past.
Ooh. Another great option.
It's still a bug.
Yep.
So Elise's brother, sort of.
No.
It'll count.
Definitely in different kingdoms there.
It'll count.
Arachnid versus
It'll
insect.
count.
Nope.
It'll count.
Okay, it'll count.
Okay, good.
Basically,
Say it enough
Elise.
times and it'll stick.
Kha'Zix is basically Elise. You've heard it here first. European Challenger
Both
Series.
junglers, both bugs.
Yep. Both
Both have
a color
claw.
that starts with B.
Blue, black.
Yep.
He's kind of
Aha,
purple.
gonna be Lucian.
No!
So there you go. Lucian picked up there for the AD carry role. Caitlyn, of course, banned away. So gonna be Krislin picking up Lucian again here.
Not a bug,
Nope.
but he does bug you in lane.
Yes, he does.
He really
He's an annoying
does.
man. He shoots light at you. Got a bug zapper in both hands.
Ah, now you don't want to play a bug against that.
Yep.
But there, once again, highly contested Thresh. That's
Yeah.
going to be going over to Mithy's hands this time. And like
Shyvana
I said,
as well traded away.
just these top layers. So when you ban out Ryze, you kind of show we want to play Renekton.
Yeah.
And so once those are taken off the table, Mundo hasn't been seeing a lot of play lately. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Beansu ends up picking up Trundle here. He did play it previously against Gamers 2, and that would be his go-to against Shyvana. And if this also signifies that NIP aren't going to do a Gragas top, and once again go with that mid-game composition
Yeah.
and try to crush Reason Gaming early on. Now they're going to try to scale.
Yeah, they got a great scaling opportunity there with the Shyvana. There's like the 10% chance, well, it's probably like 5% chance that it's Shyvana jungle. He used to be played there. I mean, I don't think it's likely. I think it's very likely to be Shyvana top. But you always got to like open those opportunities just in case. The Elise is going to come through, though, I believe, for Trashy. That's going to get picked up. The Annie support coming through as well. So these guys just swapped supports, basically.
Bugs.
Swapped top laners.
Everywhere.
Bugs come through. All right.
So I guess we're both happy.
Yep.
There we go. Okay.
Got both the bugs in there. Same champion
and
there.
a bug zapper. Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
It's Lucian. So then we have Annie on the field too. Very early aggressive lane here that can transition into part of the late game for Reason Gaming. And the Elise, now they have that early aggression jungler, probably the best dueler, levels 1 through 3. So you can go harass people in their jungle, you can go fight them, you can go ahead and push objectives, and if you're in a 3v3 or 3v2, whatever, you're going to win that if it's even. Because she has all her moves available to her at level 3. Whereas Kha'Zix, not as lucky, but he's still extremely powerful.
Definitely is.
His isolation mechanic too. If you meet him in the jungle, it's actually negated by Lisa's spiders.
It's going to help her a little bit there. You're going to hope like your W and E do enough AoE to remove that. Unlikely, but I suppose a possibility. But honestly, yeah, a very melee-heavy team with a Sivir to push the ball in. Gotta say, NIP's comp looks great already. We'll see what else they synergize with. The Trundle does come through for the top laner there, Beansu. And it's going to be Nidalee in the mid lane there. So a whole kind of wide range of abilities here for Reason.
He had a great performance, Sencooks did on Nidalee. He went 6-3 and 9 against Gamers 2. And not against Gamers 2, sorry. Against MYM.
There you go.
That's who it was. Sorry.
Yeah.
NIP played Gamers 2. They swapped sides. My brain didn't do it yet.
It's fine. But now we're there.
There we go.
Both bugs.
Got it all in. Both bugs. Two
Yep.
bugs.
2 bugs.
So now we have bugs, trolls, and cougars. And,
Wonderful.
and little girls and bug zappers. But still, the Nidalee is a great pickup. And in this composition, you have the Trundle. You have the Disengage. That is the Disengage top laner for poke compositions. So now Reason Gaming, they see the Shyvana. They say, you guys are looking to scale. We'll do it too. We will have a poke composition on top of you. And now, NIP, they need to pick their mid laner to deal with this Nidalee.
I like this. I like as they picked up Fizz for it. That was a jungle Kha'Zix all along, which is actually standard at this point. But Nuke Duck, a big Fizz player all throughout the European LCS summer split. He's going to be fighting up against Nidalee, which should be a good lane for Fizz.
Yeah, and we see that Sencooks, he's hovering over barrier right now. Typical on Nidalee, typically if you're in range to use Ignite, you're playing Nidalee wrong. If
Yeah.
somebody's in range of you for you to use Barrier, it's the same range, but still against somebody as bursty as Fizz, which is one of the champions that Nukeduck popularized over the summer.
It's true.
I remember he brought it out and everybody's like, oh my god, Fizz is amazing.
Yeah.
And High's like, well, I'm going to play Fizz. And then everybody just
champion.
jumped on top of that.
Yeah.
And so,
Fun, bro.
composition here for Reason Gaming is disengage with a little bit of engage from the Annie and the Elise, which can still be used as multi-purpose. But then NIP have a pick comp here within their jungle and their mid laner. And that's what they're looking to do. They can also have the Stampede from the On the Hunt from Sivir and just get the Dragon in there, get him into the back line, have Nukeduck causing so much damage coming in from the side as a Fizz is something that he's very popular with, and then just slinking his way out.
Yeah.
Ridiculous on that champion.
And I want to see if NIP plays the same playstyle now. Because in all their wins that we have seen, slow, methodical, objective-based, take your time, low kills, they've got a whole bunch of assassins and a crap ton of engage. Are they going to play the slow Fizz split push and then show up when there's a fight? Or will they pick off people in the jungle, make a lot of things happen, and get like 20 kills in 10 minutes? I want to see which one it goes with.
Well, they have a lot of assassin potential here with the Fizz. This is a pre-Lichbane nerf, so he's still it's still extremely strong. Still a great item on him.
Yep.
This is actually buffed Kha'Zix 4.3.
Yeah.
He can
Great ulti.
has that amazing ultimate right now. Borderline ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty much.
So much power. People are evolving it
gosh.
first
Yeah.
just because of the extra second. Just adds so much. Increase the abilities, I guess, effectiveness by 100% by doubling the duration.
Oh, it's more than that because you get 3 charges too.
Yeah, you get 3 charges, 50% damage reduction, 2-second stealth, which increases your movement speed for the entire duration. Doesn't like last 1 second then trail off.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm really fast, and I do it 3 times.
Yeah. 3 times the stealth overall.
Yes.
You go from 2 seconds to 6.
Yep.
And you get an extra slow, which is big. I remember seeing the jungle ganks come through and be like, oh my gosh, he can slow you with W, slow you with his basic attack the first time, and then get 3 more from his ulti, and have leap and have W come back up.
Yeah, Unseen Threat is ridiculous.
That man will catch you.
You can't escape. You can't escape.
It's going to be hard.
And then he'll leap after you. Ah!
Exactly. Life is pain when you fight against a Kha'Zix.
But anyway, pick comp versus disengage composition here with a little bit of early game aggression in that bottom lane and the jungle. So we're going to have to see how Reason Gaming decide to play this one. And NIP, if they change their style, like you said, if they adapt to the composition that they've selected, which I think that they will. I think that they have a lot of potential to contest objectives in the early game. It's the late game where they might have to give some up to some poke. So
No, Kristlin, why would you do this? That happened before. It's going to be so much pain coming on this poor little Lucian. 200 left on that guy. What is with Lucian's face checking that brush? They did it yesterday.
It's a cost-benefit analysis thing. It's like, all right, what's the worst that could happen? Definitely not worth the best thing that could happen.
Nope. So early lane start to NIP, but both teams trying to shove this lane as hard as they can to get that level 2 advantage. Honestly, I think Reason has a slight lead right here. There's going to have more minions there. It's going to be NIP forced to the back pretty soon. And some good damage on a Mythy in the process, so...
Yeah, Kristlin's good. He's good. He's got the
He lost his potion for it.
lifesteal.
He lost his potion, so he's down 35 gold. And a CS lead to NIP. Freeze.
Didn't blow a summoner. That's the good news for him.
Yeah. I would almost rather lose Barry than the potion, because I feel like Barry's going to come back up. The potions are forever.
Potions are forever.
Potions are forever. It's the new James Bond theme.
It's like diamonds are forever. Potions are forever.
Potions are forever. Actually, only 15 seconds, but you know, whatever.
So Trashy, he's going to have more mana coming into the first gank because he started at his blue, whereas Hilberto did not. Now he's just going to have it up, and if they go into a 1v1 skirmish,
Yep.
or if they go to the
Skirmish.
bottom lane, skirmish. Oh, they are bugs.
Yep.
Like you squeamish, skirmish,
Yep. I like
skirmish
it.
each other.
Level 3 was level 2. Nuke Duck.
But they're just farming.
Yep. Chilling for now. I mean, this early game, like, Fizz can't do any real damage because he'll get crushed by a minion wave. And so he's going to wait till he's big enough to kill the minion wave off, like, while dealing damage, or at least have a small enough minion wave that it won't counterattack him, and then put the damage in. But with a giant caster wave, there's no way you go in this early.
Yeah, and the jungles are being very passive as well. They're just farming up. If you look at the farm here for Trashy, 15. He's in line with his solo lanes.
That's a good start, though. So, I mean, at least both these guys are really able to jungle or gank now. 3.5 minutes in, both buffs. If there's an opening, they could look for it.
Not a lot.
You gotta do the cost-benefit analysis.
Yep.
Right? Can I get gold from the jungle? Yes. Will I get the kill? Probably not. Okay, maybe we won't gank yet.
True. There's a lot of slippery members here all across the board.
Ooh,
Oh,
what
Barney.
a hook on a Barney D. Spell Shield comes in, but it's no stun just yet. Nice play comes back as well. Barney forced to flash at that one. I think he missed his Incinerate.
Yeah, he didn't hit Sivir with it. It was because the Flay came out at the same time. Got knocked a little bit to the side, only hit Mithy.
Well, not the best start there. Trashy going to look down towards his bottom lane a little bit. What can he go for here? Uh-oh, no! Barney D. Again, this is not good. Ignite's going to come down. Surely to be first blood. Barney D trying to go for the counterattack, though. Decent damage coming through Chrislin. Not going to do much more, though. Doran shield for Mithy helping out a little bit. Trashy still on the wings.
Oh, he's going to bait him in.
The overcommit. Going off to the side. Freeze is chasing. Cocoon,
Oh!
it's not going to land. Flashed away by Freeze. It was going to miss anyway, but Chrislin does survive.
That flash was so good. Even though it looked like it was going to miss, Cocoon's hitbox.
Pretty wide.
If it had ignored the minion that was right in front of him and hit him, but the reaction time on that was so fast because there wasn't a ward there. He had no idea that Elise was there. Just a little bit of an instinct, saying to himself, if a Cocoon comes out from there, I'm ready.
And he was.
It was quick. It was really fast.
Still traded summoners with Chrislin, and of course the first blood did come through. That was picked up by Mithy, the man who does not buy GP10. So Sightstone into Chalice is my predicted build for the Thresh of NIP.
We'll have to see if it comes, and then you'll be Zyrene.
I will be Zyrene.
You'll be Zyrene. You'll be me with the crystal ball.
This is the second time that I've been Zyrene while
You'll be
casting
Freak
with,
with the crystal ball.
Yep. I prefer to be Zyrene.
You
Can I
prefer?
just be you some more?
No.
Okay.
I want to be me.
I mean, we can both be you.
I want to be me.
It's fine. Ro8 level 5, top lane, very equal CS with these guys. Beansu's Trundle pick is holding up, which you gotta say is a lot better than it was last game. 800 gold though for NIP is a laning phase lead.
Trundle is a very good early game champion. Goes ahead and sustains himself just by minions dying. And he can hold toe with Shyvana and then basically descale her in the late game with his subjugate and just increase his own effectiveness. I'm curious as to whether Ro8 will go straight for a Blade of the Ruined King first, so that he doesn't pack on defensive stats that that Beansu can take away. But Beansu will most likely be going for a Blade of the Ruined King for himself. It's typical Trundle build. It synergizes so well with his Frozen Domain.
Oh yeah. It's great stuff for these guys. We'll see what they end up going for. It's going to be a little while to the top laners recall. They've chugged their potions, but I think they both are going to be able to sustain enough that until a jungler shows up, no one's going to die. It's actually going to be an early back from Ro8, so he went back earlier than I thought he would. Good block there by Freeze. No stun going to come through. It's going to be the early Cutlass does go through for Ro8, so you're right. Ruined King going to be the early pick up there for Shyvana. Recall is available for Trundle if he wants it. We'll see if he goes for anything.
Not hitting the B button just yet.
There he goes. Okay, he's still finishing the minion wave. It was pushed up from Ro8. Trashy is also winning in the wings. Now there's no ward in the brush he's standing in. Will they get the opportunity to get much here?
They actually just pinged the river bush. And we're going to see Mithy put a ward into it.
Trashy, no.
Oh.
That's fine. I don't know if there's really an opportunity.
Bye-bye. He's gone. Oh!
Oh, the pole vault comes through. Good damage there.
The troll pole.
Good trade back, though. Senkux, you saw, he went immediately into Cougar form and traded right away. Say, I'm not going to let you get free damage. I'll trade back with you when your cooldowns are down. That was a really good play.
Good, just very quick presence of mind.
Yep.
To know that matchup. And look at that.
Evolved R.
Exactly. He turns red, gets himself that huge burst of utility. No Q evolution first, no E evolution.
I really like that I've seen in competitive play, Kha'Zix evolve every single one of his abilities first.
It's true.
I've seen all of them now, which is I'm really glad to see that.
See W for wave clear if you need the poke.
Yeah.
Q if you just want to rip people apart. E for the distance, and R for, well,
that's a 4.3. It's crazy. So
really annoying.
Pick it up. A lot of damage from the passive for that one. We'll see what else these guys can go for here. Senkux still chewing in his lane, 62 to 65. I gotta say, although I still think that Fizz has a really good ability to deal great damage late game, the lane is completely held up there. Nearly not getting pushed under a turret, but Fizz, I gotta say as well, surviving a lane as a melee champion against a ranged one is also a great play. So
his passive helps him.
It does, it does. But I gotta say, it's still impressive to just like completely survive your lane as Fizz and hold up in CS. Usually, you've got to kind of hold on for a while.
Yeah, the Chalice definitely helped him out in that regard. Now, once again, across the board, CS leads for NIP in the early game. No dragon yet. No turrets yet. It's going to be a different game. It's going to be more kills coming out here. And Trashy, he's not been able to get a gank off at all. He's shown up to the lane, got a flash for it, but that flash is almost back up for Freeze, and his window of opportunity basically gone.
Yeah, there's really no openings that any of these guys have been able to capitalize on. Just the one for 0 so far from the bottom lane. Great hooks from Mithy made that one happen. Flash back available for Barney D, so next hook easy to get traded away from.
And Barney D, he looks like he wants to go.
Ooh, what a hook by Mithy. Krislin not in a good spot. Debbie gets blocked by minions. Has to stop it. The flash stun comes in for Barney D, but Freeze is going to take a lantern. It's a flash for nothing. Javelin doesn't do much either.
Sencooks came down to try and throw some spears into that fight. Nuketook's actually going to cut him off and make him go the long way around. Because there's a minion wave just getting destroyed by a turret right now. If you can deny the CS, it's great.
Mithy hooks in. He's going to get the play down the box as well. Barney D not in a good spot. There comes the engage. Alberto going to come in, get the kill onto Barney D. Culling not going to stop anything. Great kill picked up. Just walked forward, made it happen.
Oh, he's still got more in him.
Trashy, you got to be careful. All right, it's good. Bugs are safe.
Bugs don't kill other bugs. They're friendly.
That's going to prove wrong later in this game.
No, it won't. They're going to end 0-0. That's my prediction.
I don't believe you. Mithy got a sight stone. I was right about the first part
he
of it.
hasn't gotten Chalice yet.
It's fine, he
I
will.
don't know.
It's Mithy. Who has the same things every game. There we go. Pick up on the Dragon now. So pink ward goes down just to make sure, but honestly, except for a Miracle Javelin, I don't see Reason Gaming contesting this one. Javelin comes down, does not land on Alberto. Freeze blocks a Spiderling with Spell Shield. The Dragon still taking damage. RG are definitely trying for this one. Honestly, there's some good damage coming through. Reason actually are going to contest. Wow, I am very impressed by this play by Reason. They did push NIP away.
It's a better contest team here.
Yeah.
With the Nidalee and the poke available to them. You just throw it down that choke point. If somebody walks up, it's going to hit them. It has a low enough cooldown that you aren't punished for throwing a Javelin out. So just throw them, even if you miss. It was worth it. And look at that.
Here we go.
Right into the game.
Dragon picked up. Nice stuff here. 1,000 gold now, only separating these teams much closer than this time before. Still 2-0 in kills, but Dragon to Reason is a good start. Sencooks is still being needly, still killing away these nice little minions, getting the gold for himself. 17 minions do separate the mid laners. Top laner's pretty close as well.
Mithy got Ancient Coin. You owe me a hat. All right,
We didn't bet hats. We're good.
We didn't bet anything.
Yeah, so no hat.
Ah.
Chump. Trying to steal from me.
I guess. Anyway.
I hat that.
In the top lane, though, we saw 0-0. He went ahead and proxied a wave and backed. And now Beansu is just now backing for his Bilgewater Cutlass. And in the mid lane, there's a lot of gold on both of these champions. They haven't backed in a long time. Now, basically, they're going to play the game of who gets back first, who is going to allow the other, and it looks like Sencooks wins that one.
Yeah, Sencooks going to be in a happy place. Athene's is done. Lichbane likely to start for Nukeduck. Krisland hold on to his bottom lane turret. 12 minutes in, just trading objectives every once in a while whenever the Dragon's back up. But with the 2-on-2 lanes, the 1-on-1 up the top, no major pushing is happening. Just small minion leads as these guys can try to outplay each other. Bloodthirst is going to be going for both AD carries as well.
Trashy down bottom again. Can he get something? I love these wards, and there's the hook.
Engage in a freeze, but a great land going to keep him safe. There's the culling, not doing a whole bunch of damage. Even Mithy going in there to block damage for his AD carry, making that one happen. Alberto's going to keep farming, and this Kha'Zix is growing a minion lead very slowly over the Elise on the other side right here, on top of getting a kill already.
Barney D has been both deaths, and his stuns have not been on point this game, not lining up Trashy for any kills.
Yeah.
And they have gotten frustrated to the point that they are pink warding that bottom lane. Trashy's on top of a pink ward right now. He knows that he can't be seen. And 0-0 is going for a kill on Beansu.
This is not good for Beansu. Flash over the wall is not going to be doing much of this one. Kill picked up in good form by Zoro0. No tank stats were there for the Trundle, and it was an easy pickup.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't have anything to leech from him with the Subjugate, just some extra HP from the Giant's Belt.
Yeah.
He wasn't getting any tankier with armor, wasn't getting any magic resistance off of the base.
And nothing was picked up by Morsu.
Yeah, they both flashed. They both ignited. And oh, this is going to be huge. If he takes away the blue from the Nidalee.
Yeah.
Ooh. Once again, Trashy's seen down bottom. It's got to be so frustrating when that happens. Just over and over again. You come down bottom, and now they basically know your strategy that you want to come bottom.
You're really trying to get that bottom lane going. And I got to just give so many props to Mithy, though. He made all of the kills happen by himself. Two hooks in a row on Annie, then the walk forward flay box on Annie, getting 2 kills there. Now he's saved Freeze multiple times with lanterns. Mithy's huge this game.
And Nukeduck, he's at that point where he's going to just harass under turret. Playful trickster himself out, avoid the turret shots. And now he's going to get a blue. Another advantage over Sencooks here.
There we go. It's going to be another blue buff picked up, but just more happy things for Ninjas in Pajamas. Honestly, over and over, life is going good. If you're a dude with a little fisherman hat and have the ability to summon Earth, that would be Nukeduck here on Fizz. He's going to be happy. Trashy, level 9 there on Elise, but getting farther and farther away from Hilberto in terms of gold. I got to say, it is NIP playing the same game. Nothing really rushing. They're going to find gangsters that are there for them. They're going to try to play the game smartly if they can. 0-0 making the individual plays in his lane as we expect from him.
So our featured matchup was Trashy versus Hilberto.
Yeah.
And really, it's been a team effort by NIP to shut down Trashy and stop him from getting those windows of opportunity.
Yeah.
Right now, he's been coming bottom over and over again. The ward coverage has been superb. Even though there's a pink ward in that bush, Mithy has been warding around it to keep their eyes open. And they've been pushing the lane, and it's keeping their backs covered. And look at how long Trashy's been sitting in this brush. He's getting nothing accomplished right now.
Okay, here he goes.
And here he goes.
And look at the position, though. Mithy can easily Lantern Freeze away. Flash Cocoon's going to land onto Mithy. The flash dunk comes in Randy. That's finally going to be enough. Kill does get picked up there. Sencooks on the side right there, chased around by Hilberto. Not going to mean too much, but they finally get the kill picked up. Takes a couple flashes for it, but finally some gold on the board.
The Flash Cocoon, necessity at that point. They knew that the flash was down for Mithy previously, and now that's going to key Nukeduck to go ahead and go top. Beansu, they know he doesn't have flash either.
And look how tanky 0-0 is, happily taking the turret, does not even care. Beansu going to put the nice pillar down, pops the ulti, but it might not be enough. There comes the Fizz, and there's the Earth taking the kill. Nukeduck in a happy place, 4-1. They trade the bottom turret for it. Pretty much worth it.
Yep, 1.2k gold difference between these teams, and that is mostly spread all the way across them very equally. CS advantages, also kill assists. Now they might answer with a turret of their own up top.
Nukeduck gonna flash in, gets a slow and a Sencooks to jump in from Hilberto's there. Flash Q, attack comes in, lands a point blank, a shot right there. Hilberto getting another kill.
He did the basically like a flash body slam.
Yep.
He flashed the trickster part of his playful trickster and did the damage to Sencooks. Very unexpected. You think he's just gonna come down right on top? As he's coming down, boom, extra damage, urchin strike into you.
Made it happen.
Incredible burst there from Sencooks, from Nukeduck, and well played on the Sencooks.
Well played stuff right there. Mid lane turret very low on health now. You're going to see that one get picked up before too long, but these guys are going to be sure about that one. Beansu, unfortunately, not in the best spot. Down 40 minions to 0-0. It's a man we talked about. Say he will win his lane, but can he convert it? Won the lane. It's going to convert. It's already converted actually into the top turret. We'll see what else 0-0 can do when he gets into team fights, but his whole team is set up for success.
Yeah, he's usually the split pusher who says, I'm just going to win the lane, and then, oh no, my team is fighting 4v5.
Yeah.
I should keep split pushing. But he's actually kind of turned that around in this set from what I've seen. He's done a very good job of collaborating with his team and just creating a unit. And Nukeduck, I actually want to touch on this, bought Moby Boots. He's going to be roaming around the map trying to make picks, trying to get assassinations alongside the other Moby Boot person, Hilberto.
Wow. So the roaming assassin squad is here. NIP are looking for a little bit of a different play here. They still wait for the items to come in. They still wait 15 minutes or so, but they're definitely itemizing for the playmaking. Nukeduck moved to the bottom lane himself right now. Does not have any backup though, so it's going to be Trashy, able to pretty easily kill these minions off. But if he overextends, Nukeduck is just waiting in this brush. I mean, Fizz is short enough. Like, you can't see over those leaves. He's hidden.
And no
attempt. So just going to clear the wave nice and easy.
You max the playful trickster first.
Yeah,
it's
you
got
do.
the wave clear. It's got the great utility for dodging out turret shots. And oh, to the face.
And Mithy maxes the hook. It's pretty standard fare for Thrush. I've seen other builds, but mostly I see the max the hook right there. He's going to have a lot of opportunities there for himself. He is going for the Ascension. There's Trash taking a bit of damage. Nukeduck not overcommitting though. Look how reserved he's playing. Even with a decent amount of ward coverage, doesn't rush that down. Mid lane going to be swept away by the culling from Krislin. So the push is being stopped by NIP, but they're doing the 1-3-1 split right now.
And now we see pickaxes for both AD carries, and we were actually talking about this a while ago.
Yeah.
Like, people aren't going for PD anymore. I'll actually touch back on that in a second. Beansu. Okay, nothing's going to happen. So people have been abandoning the Phantom Dancer immediately after the Bloodthirster for Last Whisper.
Yeah.
And you love that.
Yeah, this was the old summer split AD carry build when Varus was big. It was called the Legolas Varus build, where you'd always go BT Last Whisper, then oftentimes Infinity Edge, then 4th item Phantom Dancer. I'm a really big fan of that on caster type AD carries. Champions like Sivir and Lucian, who are relying a lot on ability damage. I think it's the best way to multiply that damage output. You could be a true like auto attack AD carry late game, but amplify your abilities for the mid-game for the burst ratios. I like this kind of build.
Yeah, and just hearing it now for the 4th time, I'm like, I can see it. I definitely see it. Because attack speed just multiplies your attack damage, but when you have such great spells at your disposal that are physical damage, why not just multiply that?
Yep.
Why not just shred some armor? Dragon's up. Nuke Duck's going to get his blue. They actually took away Nidalee's blue again.
Who'd it go to?
It went over to, I think it went to Roberto. Yes, it did.
Oh, yeah, okay, you got that one right there.
So Nidalee, Senkoku's been starved of his blues all game. It's a good thing he has the Chalice, standard build for Nidalee. Also, especially against somebody like Fizz. But they're going to start up this Dragon, and nobody's there to answer.
Working through all for these guys. Dragon is going to go down right there. Reason Gaming going to answer for the mid lane, though. I like this adaptation. They couldn't contest
They're
Dragon.
going to get pinched from the side.
Oh, man, you're right. They don't get it in time, so the mid turret doesn't even go down. Nice play, NIP.
It's a Moby Boots, Fizz, and Kha'Zix. If they had stayed there, they would have been able to just come up behind them and be like, hey, here's a nerf in your face.
Absolutely. So Hilberto going to take away the rest of that wolf camp. And one thing I've been seeing from Hilberto, and I like this, is the right choice for jungle Kha'Zix. He kills the little monsters first to give himself the isolation damage for the big one.
Just those tiny things.
Yep. It's a small increase or a small hastening in your jungle clear speed. Great choice.
Remember when people were getting Tiamat and Hydra on jungle Kha'Zix? It's a very expensive item and not very cost-effective.
For the damage? No.
Especially when you're not clearing waves and minion waves and trying to push all the time. It's a very niche item that you only buy on a couple champions. And so completely solving that problem by, hey, I'm just going to void spikes these and boom. Now,
gonna be all right.
Auto attack them. And speaking of auto attacks down in mid lane, it only takes a couple more before this turret goes down. They're so scared. Here comes Nuke Duck from the side. Oh, whew.
Juke's back on that one. Didn't want to go for it. It's fine. All of reason was there. 5-1 in kills, 5,000 gold lead as well for Ninjas and Pajamas. They're going to send Fizz back to the bottom, but Reason with 5 men mid means they're going to outnumber this turret push. They're going to get down. Barnetti's going to go in. There's the engage, so it's a 5v4. They got to be careful. 3v5, actually.
Something to touch on here before they engage. Zoro, level 15. Highest level on Reason Gaming, 12.
Wow.
He's 3 levels ahead of anybody else in the game.
That's a little...
On the enemy team. NIP, we have Zoro at 13. But
wow. 13, happy man. Javelin in the back of the head. Barely even hurts him. I can't even tell the guy took a javelin to the back of the head.
Yeah. Doesn't even have magic persist either.
Nope. Full armor, doesn't even care.
His passive helps him a tiny bit.
Yeah, it's decent. 77 MR, not bad.
Just a huge advantage here in terms of levels. And like we said, he's going to win the lane, but can he transition that into team fighting? We saw just there that there was kind of a trigger pulled, but it was a blank.
Yep.
Didn't go for it.
Didn't fire much. Shot cap gun at him, maybe.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Makes a very loud noise, but nothing's going to...
Nothing actually painful out of it. Some smoke.
Painful to your lungs.
Yeah. Don't inhale afterwards. Yeah. So Talisman Ascension is there for a bit of more mobility there for NIP. Mythic going to lead the charge out of the mid lane. No one really there to defend it. They could take this one down pretty quickly. Spell Shield going to go through. There we go. Mid lane turrets now have been traded. I believe 1-1 in Dragons. And now 3-2 in turrets. Kill lead as well. The hook onto Senkok's. Huge damage coming through. Barrier pop, but it's not going to be enough. Kill goes through to freeze right there. Mythi again making the play. And
now Zoro in the mid lane, transferring this into some damage on the turret. Beansu a little late on the rotation. Free damage to that turret. 2/3 HP. Nuke Duck once again roaming around, trying to clear out the jungle. Basically, NIP once again saying, this is our jungle. It used to be yours. But it hasn't been Reasons for the last 7 minutes. Even longer than that, actually. They've gotten 2 blues out of it, so 10.
Yeah, awesome play so far with these guys. Just really overall, Nuke Duck is going to split push towards the bottom side, going towards, I think that's usually Zhonya's second on Fizz after the Lich Bane. So he has really, really good just like escapability and just messing with cooldowns.
I would laugh so hard if it ends up being a DFG.
I'm just
DFG,
wrong by
4th item on LeBlanc, second item
on
Fizz.
Why not? See where it goes. Could be Death Cap too. I've seen that one as well.
It's very possible. Now, Nuke Duck, he's going to sit here and wait for Trashy. Oh,
what a good choice. Good choice. Trashy's like, you know, he might be baiting. Put the thing down.
He saw that.
Senkok's kind of brave. He's like, you know, I don't think he can kill me. I'll put this ward down here in the Tri-Brush. Doesn't get punished for it. Has some vision control. So now actually, Nuke Duck, he's got the sweeper, but he has no wards in inventory. So he has no way of basically guaranteeing his safety on the split push. So he's going to go back over towards the mid lane there. Look for something else to do. Now, last game around this time, NIP went hardcore with 4 sweepers and controlled the Baron area. So far, not the choice for these guys.
Yeah, and once again, the blue, Alberto is there. Reason Gaming said they were an objective-based team, but NIP just playing it better. All
Completely.
game long, this game and last game. Dragons. Yeah. They did give up Dragon to Reason.
One.
Backing off on it. But gave them a little bit of light of hope for Reason Gaming.
Yeah.
Still 7K down, 6.5. But NIP, like I've been saying, their shot calling, their decision making, their timers, on point.
They play very slow and methodical. They give up so few kills.
Yeah.
That's the one defining characteristic is they do not take chances where they're going to give up kills right there. They'll show up for an objective, but they'll back off in time if it's an outnumbered sort of situation. And they're relying on those solo lane split pushes. Nuke Duck and Zoro0, always off on the sides, trying to make plays for themselves, getting very big minion kill leads, 60 in the top lane, 70 in the mid lane. They're getting gigantic, and they can collapse for team fights later.
They've had control of both blues, which gives them a lot of sieging potential, gives them a lot of pick potential. They don't have to back as often. And when they back, they have more gold in their inventories, and it is a death cap for Nuke Duck. Straight out of the needlessly large Dragon up in 30. They're there a little early. That gives them time to set up for it. And now, I'm a little surprised that Beansu didn't take teleport on Trundle.
Yeah.
But the kill potential that you have in lane over Shyvana is higher. But you typically see a teleport for the map control, for your objective control, for you to get around the map and be relevant in these fights as Shyvana pushes. So you say, I'm going to duel the Shyvana, even without Ignite, that's fine. But that's not the case. We see Shyvana Zoro0 extremely well farmed, still 3 levels up, and the Dragon, once again, NIP on top of it with the ward coverage, the objective control, and another one straight to them.
Take forward order there for it. Pretty convenient pickup for these guys, still growing the gold lead. 8,000 now. Ninjas in pajamas, and let's see. Just kind of chilling around there. They're definitely taking the time in this game. Par for the course for these guys. Reason, unfortunately, still not finding their way in on this one. And it's just like the same slow strangle over and over again. Catching Alberto. He has a lantern, though. How does he not click the lantern? Bugs are attracted to bright light. And he walks away from a lantern? I don't even understand that.
The void changes people.
It really does.
Kha'Zix has seen some stuff in his days.
Doesn't even care about lanterns anymore. That's how scarred he is.
Lanterns are bad news in the void.
Man, apparently.
They're going to pinch them from behind here. Nuke Duck isn't there just yet. And it's going to be a 3-on-4.
Oh, it's going to be the stun on the freeze. Lantern is there, takes it all the way across the map, and the flash stun lands on a 2. It's going to be one, it's going to be 2 kills picked up there for Reason. Signs of life found by these guys, showing back up to the mid lane. That's a big opening.
Nuke Duck, they're on to Beansu.
Uh-oh, not good for the poor little Trundle. He's going to be going down. Irv helping him to make that one happen. Oh my god, he flashes out Alberto. The Aruna getting used. Wow, Beansu not going down. Oh, it lands Alberto. Picks that one up. Zoro0 now on the wrong side of the track. Barney D puts a stun down, but here comes the engage. 3 versus 4. What can NIP do? Barney D running away, taking still a lot of damage. Ignite goes down. There comes the jump in from Alberto. Kill picked up there by the Kha'Zix. Leaps away. NIP just picking up kills as they please.
It's a 3-on-3 now. Sencooks is going to try to chase this out, but wow, that looked like it was going in favor of Reason Gaming. Beansu on the wrong side, not with his team being zoned out by the cutoff from NIP. Reason Gaming does not have a minion wave. It's being cleared out by Zoro0 at the time, so they can't push the turret either.
They got it anyway. They backdoored it.
Yeah, they backdoored it. It was rough because they overstayed.
Yeah.
And then they let Beansu die. And then Barney D takes the route of I'm going to stun you and walk by, and NIP's not having any of that. Dragon's Descent immediately on him, and Alberto in tow. And Nuke Duck looking for a piece of the Crystalline here.
Okay, jump's going to be back up in 2 seconds. Doesn't go for it.
Decides not to. Sencooks down to the bottom, farming himself up, still down 80 CS, and this is the story of last game too, is Sencooks was down all game on the Kassadin. You know, it's Kassadin, that's fine.
Sure.
Nidalee, not as fine.
Still no death cap. No very little magic pen.
1 item.
Yeah.
He has 1 completed item in his inventory.
Exactly. It's going to take a little bit more time. Not the best spot to be if you're Nidalee. It's going to be soon for him. But MR already starting to come through. Spectre's Cowl on 1. Already the Maw of Malmortius for Alberto. And Zonya's now to be started for Nuke Duck. So the defense item's really already there before the death cap ever comes through for Nidalee.
And Moth Malmortis, you typically see people sit on the Hex Drinker. That's a very, very conscious decision that I want that magic resistance. I want that little bit of a bigger shield for when I get low, so I don't get blown up by the Nidalee Spear on the retreat.
Yeah.
So I like that choice by him instead of going full tanky immediately, which it looks like it's not. I don't think it's going to be a Sunfire Cape. It's very possible, but it could be a GA and a Randuin's. He's kind of split on it.
He's honestly got a lot of pieces of different items.
Yeah, it's true.
Like those, like longsword doesn't build into all those things. Like, we'll see where it goes.
He just wanted to be a knight, so he got himself a belt, a chain vest, and a sword. They don't build into anything, but he's got them.
Does make him a knight.
Yes.
I mean, you say the Void changes people. That wants to be a knight. Bug Knight.
That's why he doesn't like lanterns. He likes the knight.
I think that'd be like a good Pokemon. You just cross the two. I feel like there's, like in Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or something, there must be a Bug Knight somewhere.
I mean, he's pretty much not Scyther already. Just
I mean, he's Rainbow Scyther. That is his.
He's a shiny.
Shiny Scyther.
All right. So back to the game. We see Trashy going after Zoro, but that's a big dragon, level 18. Still 3 levels ahead of anybody on Reason Gaming's side.
Yep.
If Reason want to get back into this, they have to stall a long time now.
Yeah.
We're talking like 15 minutes.
They need javelins to wreck tanks, which is going to be like 4 items.
And he just completed his 2nd item.
Yep.
So
He needs at least the Void Staff.
it's going to be a while if Reason Gaming want to get back into this. And NIP, they aren't afraid to take Barons at 23 minutes. I'm sure 30 is fine too. And Chrislin, Barney D. Oh,
He hits him with the Q. He doesn't know. Oh, now he catches them. Nice. That was convenient. He got him to half HP, by the way. I got to point out that was a full HP Fizz with 2 abilities, not even an auto attack, half HP on Fizz.
That's
He has
Legolas.
to be aware of that. Yeah, that's why I like that build.
Went for PD 3rd. So everybody, you saw it in the previous game too. Oh,
Wow.
Oh!
The jump in, the W's going to land. Chrislin with the outplay on the 1v1. Nuke Duck did not need to wait around that long.
Wow. So he just destroys him.
Yeah.
Piercing light.
That's the kind of damage you got when you have that build on Lucian.
And now that gives an opportunity to to Reason Gaming to push this top lane of NIP. Hilberto gets his 3rd evolution, goes for the claws there. And now push this turret down. They do have the Lucian. And I like that people have been abandoning Trinity Force on him lately. It's such a late game item, like mid-late game item. Like
Which
one? Trinity Force. Laning phase.
It's a laning phase item.
Laning phase is almost over by the time you complete it, though.
Yeah.
And the parts of Trinity Force versus a BF sword in lane on most champions, with the exception of about 1 or 2, make it not very effective in lane. So he went for the straight-up damage, transition that into some team fighting abilities.
Yeah.
And now Reason Gaming, they take 2 turrets very, very quickly. And they're back in this. They're getting some life.
Yeah, only 7, actually less than 7,000, more like 6,000 gold now separating these guys.
And Dragon's up too.
Yeah, exactly. And Reason Gaming, thing is, they don't really have the inside track. They're holding onto the mid lane, and already you can see NIP starting to control that area. Pink Ward there, Zoro waiting in the brush, Mithy coming down as well. Pink Ward already there for the dragon.
Zoro is
Reason
going
actually
to be
recalling.
Zoro is going to be the huge point here. He has so much durability and damage. The fact that he's level 18, the fact that he has that Blade of the Ruined King, he can zone people off. He's such a big threat in multiple ways. Very tanky, you can't kill him. High damage at this point in the game.
Dragon
They
taken
need to
down
try and
solo. Solo dragon kill, whole bunch of gold, more than 1,000 by a lot. 6K NIP with the gold lead. Sorry, 8K NIP with the gold lead. You can see 13,000 gold for their top laner, Zoro. Massive force for himself. Everyone on the team aside from Mithy holding on to 10 to 11,000. For reference, only 2 guys on Reason have more than 10,000 gold. So you can see individual players pretty big right there.
Yeah, and Zoro, he's stepping up his game from when we saw him up against Gamers too. Really just bringing it level 18 before anybody else. Just amazing. His highest gold in the game. Transitioning that into a lot of combat stats. Being the tanky frontliner. Nuke Duck, he needs that frontliner. We saw him just get blown up there by Chrisland with no return to aggression. Both flashes burn, so they know he doesn't have his available.
Yeah.
And Hilberto, there's a pink ward there.
That's going to be the slow. Nice slow by Hilberto. Jumps away as well. Pretty good way to get yourself the heck out of that one. Nuke Duck, though, coming around to try to help a little bit. I like that. He playful tricks to put a ward down and jump back out. That was awesome.
And he baited the cocoon, too.
Yeah.
So it created a vacuum where RG has to back up.
It's finally going to go down. Hilberto clears that one away. NIP, you can still see they're the guys who are in control. Just by Kha'Zix showing up, the rest of the team does back away from it. Reason's still a little bit gun shy, and for good reason. See if they can move for anything else here. Javelin's going to land on a nuke duck, though. Some good early damage there. Half HP. I mean, if those things can land, Reason can keep creating these 5v4s and make moves, but it's hard. They've got to land the javelins.
They're going to get pinched off here.
They're spotted, though.
Oh, but...
He's actually had a lot of those that just trail a little bit.
Yeah. Senkooks, he's got the right idea. At the same time, he turns it. Oh no!
Broke, but there comes the engage. Silver pops guilty. Big Tibbers comes down. Who's going to go down? Barnady trying to run away, but there comes the Kazakhs. Picks up one, has the reset, goes over Trashy. Big damage there. Box comes down. It's going to be a nice flash by Beansu. 1-for-1, though, as the Fizz does go down to Lucian. Beansu still getting chased down. Great play comes down. Lantern. Not going to be much. And actually, another Javelin misses. So 2-1 again for NIP.
Lantern was really good by Mythy to get Freeze into the fight to take out Beansu at the end.
Yeah.
And Senkooks, like you've been saying, his spears have just been about 4 or 5 pixels to the left or right of his targets. Granted, he does get like the playful trickster out of them, does get them to dodge or use an ability. But it'd be so much more beneficial if they landed. He'd be able to actually get this poke composition to fruition. Here's the problem. We've seen it before with many people who run the lane. Senkooks is caught out here by the huge Zoro-0.
Not exactly the best spot, but Zoro-0 not the best chaser overall. Going to be the back up right there. The AD carriers continuing their builds as well. I got to point out. Hold on, we got to fight. Hope I'm taking damage. Okay, so I saw Strider today in the LCS. It's really interesting to me. The AD carries, I see a lot of them getting Blade of the Ruin King 4th item, even with the Bloodthirster still there. They're going super low crit builds, just like high attack speed, sort of on-hit proc type builds, which is very interesting to me. But Freeze is going Infinity Edge.
I'm okay with that on Lucian because of the attack speed scaling on the culling, and also the fact that it helps him with tank busting, and the fact that he can double shot.
Yeah,
the both.
The double shot I like because I don't know which way it works. So you do half damage. I don't know if it's half of like your total damage, or if your like attack damage is halved, but the on-hit damage is the same.
I know that I think the on-hit damage is the same.
Okay.
It crits at a lower multiplier though.
Yeah, your base attack damage gets halved.
Yeah. I remember when Lucian first came out, I was like, it's time for Lucian. Build Manamune.
Yeah. It's not bad.
It hits both times. Takes a long time. I like spell slinging.
Takes a long
ADCs.
time to build up, yeah.
Get that Ezreal. And he's actually doing really well on his team. He's participated in every kill, but Senkooks.
Not good for Senkooks. Gonna take a whole bunch of pain, and down he goes. No chance to react there. 0-3-1 for this Nidalee. Not having a good game here.
And that's going to queue them up for a Baron. They no longer have that member of Reason Gaming, the poker, the main part of this unit that the team composition is built around. Go ahead and throw spears into the pit and get people lower.
Yep. So without the poker, NIP gonna all in here for Baron. Zoro-0 holding up a little right here. Gonna go in. Ooh, stun comes in from Barney D.
Oh,
he's just holding up the team by himself. Bad dragon jump. Gonna be Baron going down. A lantern over the pillar right there. He's gonna be safe. Baron picked up plus the kill. Another lead for NIP.
Mithy with the save. So Dragon's Descent, always one of those where you're like, oh, no!
Yeah.
I like how it happens
Jumps
in slow
into the
motion,
air
too.
and just like glides back down. Yeah.
Because the animation lasts the same amount of time. But then if you don't go very far, you're like, oh.
It's like you've got a parachute and you're just like, I'm in the moon, I'm leaping.
Woo.
Whee!
But he gets out of there with a great help from Mithy, who's been on point all game with his Thresh, showing that even though they gave it to Barney D previously, having a great game on it.
Absolutely is. So Nuke Deck here puts the Shark down on the other side of the wall. Uses that actually for vision control. Now it's a flash away. Did get the blue buff. He's going to run away from this one. Can he get the escape going, though? NIP Zoro-0 pulling onto the mid lane. Looks like they will leave Nuke Deck alone. And Zoro just, honestly, he's just pulling so much attention to himself. He is a gigantic nuisance for this team.
Yeah, the fact that he got ahead, has the most gold in the game, you can't take him down with this, that Reason Gaming has. So NIP, they can just initiate right now. And oh my, Mithy took so much damage.
Uh-oh. We'll to run the side. Good damage coming through. There comes the engage. Zoro-0 Barnady forced to run away with the Incinerate going down. Crislin trying to run away. There's a first kill picked up onto the AD carry.
Alberto's
the chase comes in. 3-4 kills picked up. Senkooks, last man alive, goes down. All 5 drop. Ace for NIP.
And like I was saying, they just have to engage at this point. They had such a gold lead, now at the 14K, and nobody can kill Zoro-0. He was on top of the team the entire time, just creating havoc. They're going to go ahead and close this game out.
Yeah, push in towards the base. I believe this runabout might have gone through in the background, but either way, it's going to be a bunch of damage going through to the buildings. 30 seconds until anyone respawns. There is a surrender vote. Nexus blows up. NIP 2-0, just over an hour total game time.
And that shows that Reason Gaming, they beat MYM, the third
Yep.
place team previously. They can't beat the number 2 team
No.
from the last spring. NIP, they're going to go on to the finals and definitely secure their spot as number 1 seed.
Oh,
They
yeah.
get that first round bye. And Cloud9 Eclipse, they're still looking to get that number 2 spot. Even though they're out of this tournament, they still have enough points if NIP win the finals.
Yeah, NIP versus Departed going to be a very fun final. Of course, our third place match, we're going to know that one as well. Reason Gaming versus Never Give Up. It's going to be a fun one, of course, as well next week. So NIP, every single time, same game plan in all of their games. Slow, methodical, play the laning phase, control dragons. Don't give up kills, the number one thing.
Superior laning phase.
Yeah, true. I mean, that was the Lemon Dogs way. They would win the laning phase and play a slow game and just kind of control it throughout.
And we didn't. I touched on this earlier in the day with you that we're looking at people from the Lemon Dogs here. They were number 1 in the summer.
Yep.
Back in the LCS. They are an A-class team.
Yes.
Bring in Nuke Duck. Bring in Zoro Zero.
Yeah.
Bring in Freeze. These are just all great players, and they've all played on the LCS stage before.
Yeah.
Roberto was in
Gambit in Pajamas.
Gambit in Pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good
they've
name.
So at the finals, I don't know how many nerfs they're going to have.
Yeah.
I think they might just be back at home there, and they're looking to get back into the LCS.
We'll see if they can do it. They
Yeah.
did have an unfortunate showing in the promo tournament. We'll see if they can do it here. Now, the semifinals are all wrapped up. NIP, with 2 straight wins over Reason Gaming, brings them to the finals. Let's take a look at the updated Challenger bracket.
Yeah, the EU Challenger Series finals are locked in. The best of 3 set between Ninjas in Pajamas and Departed will be on March 28th.
And, of course, tomorrow, the North American LCS kicks off Week 9. The day starts off with Bjergsen's return to Team Solo Mid versus revitalized ManCloud and XDG.
Then, after High and Cloud9 take on Pobelter and EG, it's the first semifinal match of the Spring North American Challenger Series 2, LMQ versus VVV Gaming. And remember, all that league action begins at 12 noon Pacific, 8 p.m. Central European Time.
And with that, our time together has come to a close tonight. But before we go, I want to say thanks again to our friends at Coca-Cola. Now, for myself, Zyrene, and the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching. Good night. GG.